I had never seen a Hare Krishna before, never watched their colorful parades, never been approached by one at an airport, but here I was, thousands of miles from my home, staring in awe at the spectacle in front of me. A rider is someone for whom riding is more difficult than it is for other people. And that I really, really relate to, because some people, they can just sit at a computer or sit there with a pencil and just kind of spit it all out. But for me, it takes a while for me to really craft those sentences, because I think about the syllables and I think about how it sounds when you read it.
Richland High School junior Erik Nelson reflects on a recent summer trip to Trafalgar Square in London, England. Using only a pen and paper, Erik can transform Richland High's library into the National Gallery of Art. Erik's writing abilities have received rave reviews from his AP Lang teacher, Miss Stroop, who calls Erik one of the best writers she has ever taught. In addition to writing, Erik also enjoys studying science and math, and for the third straight year, Erik is a member of Richland's Knowledgeable team. Alongside 3 other students, the team competes against others from around the region and state, answering a plethora of bizarre trivia covering math, science, grammar, and geography.
Margaret Thatcher's correct. Whoa.
It's an opportunity to use some of that useless knowledge that you acquire over the years. You know, for me, I spent a lot of my early years looking at maps and looking at, memorizing world capitals and stuff like that, which, doesn't really help you a whole lot in the real world. But at Knowledgeable, it's a big deal. It's a big deal to know the capital of Latvia.
As a freshman, Erik strayed outside his comfort zone and joined theater.
But I wanted to do something different. I want to do something that's kind of outside my space bubble, kind of outside that little academic realm that of homework and tests that I kind of keep myself in. When you start out, you're not very good at acting, you're not very good at singing, and you're like, wow, this kind of sucks. But after about a year of it, you kind of get the hang of it, and it gets to the point where you can really appreciate theater as an art form.
In addition to Knowledgeable and drama, Erik also plays guitar in the jazz choir. But above all else, his main focus in high school is on academics. Erik proudly carries a 3.99 GPA and is currently taking 3 AP classes and pre-calculus. Erik jokes his life after school involves homework, dinner, more homework, then sleep. Erik is discovering that finding a harmony between good grades, a tough schedule, and knowledge retained is becoming challenging.
It's almost impossible, I would say, to spend the appropriate amount of time on each AP class. You finish the assignment and then you push it aside and put the next one in front of you. I feel like sometimes the good grades come at the expense of learning. Sometimes there's not always a direct correlation between how much you learn and how good your grades are, which is I think the unfortunate truth of the school system right now.
There is some natural talent I guess I have, but then it goes so far, so then you just have to work really hard in it. Like now, I have to spend time reading the book and double checking my notes and looking back on the work I've done previously to make sure I'm doing stuff right.
If you have no idea what you are looking at, you're not alone. All I can tell you is we are not inside a foreign language classroom. Rather, we are watching Richland High School junior Meng practicing her math skills. Sherry is the math club president and spends her evenings after school leading her fellow math club teammates through practices and meetings. Math club is no different than any other sports team at Richland High. They practice regularly and compete in school, regional, and state competitions. Recently, the math team competed in a national competition called the Fall Startup Event. Each student is given a packet containing 100 questions covering calculus, geometry, trigonometry, and algebra, and are given a half hour to answer as many questions as they can. Sherry answered 41 questions correctly, leading her team to a very impressive 25th place finish in the nation. Sherry enjoys the challenge and the adrenaline rush she gets testing wits against the brightest in the nation.
It's nice because sports-wise, you get to prove your physical fitness, but with math competitions, you get to prove your mental fitness, and it's a satisfying feeling.
Sherry also draws satisfaction and enjoyment through music. She has been playing the piano since she was 7 and the violin since she was 9. Sherry plays with the Richland High School Pit Orchestra, and last year she played piano for Once on This Island, and this year she is playing violin for the musical The Sound of Music. Sherry also competes in the Sonatina Festival and in the Spring Awards. For the past year, Sherry has used her musical talents as a way to give back to the seniors in our area.
My piano teacher brought it up to me, and she was talking about how there's this program for the senior citizens playing music for them once a month. It's a showcase for students to show their talents and also for the enjoyment of the older citizens. It makes me happy because I like making other people happy, and so if they're happy, I just feel happy.
Sherry is currently taking 4 AP classes. She is the math club president, she is on the knowledge and science bowl teams, and she proudly boasts a GPA of 3.9. Despite all the accolades Sherry has received, you get the sense she is prouder of the times she is able to give back.
Volunteering is way more fun than you think it'd be. Even though you don't get paid, you just feel really happy after you decide, oh, I helped this person, and it just makes their day, and if you make their day, you feel better about yourself. And there's something nice about being happy and helping someone else.